Update. My girlfriend of 3 years doesn't know that I know that she's cheating, but she's about to. Original post. I, 21 female, have been dating my girlfriend, 22 female, for 3 years. I grew up in a really small town, so finding other women who liked women wasn't easy. We met at my college orientation because she was one of the group leaders showing us around. I saw her more and more as the weeks passed because we ate at similar times, and we eventually became friends. She always assumed I was straight because I have a very feminine style. I'm sure others can relate to this misconception, but being friends didn't last very long when we found out we both liked women. The last 3 years have been great, or at least I thought they were. About 2 months ago, she started getting really cagey around her phone, which was a red flag to me. Before that, we were both open with our phones and frequently went on them for directions to look things up or text our friends if her phones died. 2 weeks ago, I went through her phone when she was showering. Yes, I know, invasion privacy. It wasn't hard to find what I was looking for, but what angered me the most is that besides her cheating, she was making fun of me with the other girl. Both of them making remarks that looking like a bimbo would only get me so far, which is funny considering she constantly talks to me about how she loves my over-the-top femininity. I was honestly ready to explode right there, but instead I took screenshots of their flirtatious text messages and sent them to myself. Both of them are part of an internship that, at least from my girlfriend's side, she's been working for years to get into, in hopes of getting offered a full contract when her schooling is done. As most internships or even jobs are, relationships are strictly prohibited among co-workers and results in termination. So the head of the program will be getting a very exciting email very soon. I also know her schedule like the back of my hand, so my friends and me are going to take back all the stuff I bought for her and leave a box for the few things that she bought with me, with a print of the messages taped on top. Maybe not the coldest revenge in the world, but I hope she has fun sleeping in a bed with no sheets or duvet. Also, have fun scrambling to buy the very expensive textbooks I bought for you right before finals begin. Edit. Some of the comments are having me rethink sending stuff to her boss. It won't ruin her career, but perhaps it's too far. However, I do feel a lack of sympathy because of how the two of them talked about me. If I do decide against it, I'm going to find something equally petty that doesn't involve her career. Most of the texts were spent brutally slut-shaming me and calling me a bimbo because of my appearance. The other girl going as far as asking my ex for special photos of me to see if I looked as plastic as she thinks I do. Whatever that means. I haven't decided yet. All I know is I'm getting ready to go party with my friends. Edit. Also to all of my cuties, and I mean everyone, she's, he's, theys, whatever you go by out there, who have also been cheated on, you're super sexy, gorgeous, fabulous, sparkly, hot, and cute, and they flop. Now for the topic comments before reading the update. So she's a woman who likes other women but makes fun of other women who act too much like women with other women. Precisely. Edit. But also just wanted to add, wearing lots of pink and dressing like a bimbo doesn't define how feminine you ladies are. You are still feminine no matter how you dress or look, and my bimbo ass will give you a smooch unless you don't want it. Is anyone else wondering why this other lady wanted special pictures, aka nudes, I'm assuming? Sounds to me like she's attracted to OP more than the ex-girlfriend. And honestly, I'd still report her to her boss. Whether it's petty or not, she's still breaking the rules by dating someone she works with. That's on her. I don't think she was attracted to me at all, quite the opposite. I think she's disgusted by hyper-feminine women. In her text, she accused me several times of looking the way that I do for an advantage in my study because it's male-dominated, which is quite the opposite. I'm often ridiculed by peers, or they try their best not to work with me. However, on the bright side, other female STEM students tend to be very loving towards me, and I love them back. I can only describe her as a pick-me girl, and women who look like bimbos can't be smart. I think she wanted to see if my body had work done to prove her point about what kind of girl I am. Now for the updates. Small update. I just took all of my stuff with my friends and left all the items she got me in the box with the printouts of the text messages. I'm about to call her mom, who loves me very much, and tell her everything. I'll probably update later on how that went. She probably won't find the box for a few hours since she usually doesn't get home until around 5. Also, for those who are curious, no, I'm not going to take those textbooks back and just dump them. I'm going to sell them and donate the money to homeless and animal shelters. I'm also going to give the sheets and duvet to a homeless person. Full update. Hi all, I appreciate all the kind words that y'all left me. It's definitely made this whole thing feel a lot less lonely. I'm finally in a space where I feel that I can update. So as many of you know, I went through with taking all my stuff back and leaving the things that she got me with printouts of all the messages between them. I also ended up dumping a ton of glitter on her mattress and basically the whole place. I also called her mother, who I was very close with, and to say she was angry was an understatement. I left her number unblocked because I wanted to see her reaction, if she had any at all. As expected, she had a total meltdown. She texted me 84 times begging me to come back and talk, apologizing and saying that she didn't mean it and was just trying to make the other girl feel less insecure. I was the most beautiful woman that she's ever met, and she didn't want to lose me, saying that she loved me, blah blah blah. It was honestly pathetic. She also called me a ton of times, but I didn't answer. I haven't listened to the voicemails either. She also thought it was a great idea to wait for me outside of my 8 a.m. class with flowers, and I told her if she did it again, I'd contact the university for harassment. I've been staying with my friend, and it's honestly been a lot better than I expected. I've been partying a lot over the weekend with my friends. Now, after posting my original post, I received a flood of comments, which made me reconsider, and I had a hard time deciding if I wanted to email her internship. To make it short for the people who don't care that much, I did end up emailing the head of the program, not because she cheated on me, but because the both of them were sending my nude photos between the two of them. I'm still deciding if I want to take legal action on a personal level, but with their line of work, I don't think their behavior is appropriate, especially because the other woman's hateful nature towards specific types of women she deems worthless. I emailed the head of the program to the extent of the issue, and however he decides to handle it is his choice. Side note, I did end up giving her sheets and duvet to a homeless woman I found, and I plan on selling the textbooks I bought her and donating the money to homeless and animal shelters. Story 2. Husband of 7 years admitted one-night stand while away for Thanksgiving plus update. Original post. My husband, 39, and I, 35, have been married for 5 years and dated 2 years prior. We have never had trust issues or infidelity. We have a great marriage, the kind of relationship we're great friends. We have so much in common. We can sit and talk for hours. I was his best friend, and we even hung out during guys' night watching football with his friends. We had a great relationship. The cheating happened when he went home to New York for Thanksgiving, 3 days early. I arrived the day before Thanksgiving. This woman was visiting with his younger sister. They are in grad school together and they were really close friends. This woman couldn't make it home to California, so my in-laws hosted her too. Turns out that they all went for drinks. My sister-in-law left my husband and this woman alone at her friend's gathering. They're all drinking, having a good time. My husband told me that they were alone talking all night. Then when they returned home to his parents, they drank more. They were up until 2 a.m. and they ended up having sex. My husband didn't make excuses saying it was the beer. He said he was definitely wrong. He admitted he was flattered that she was flirting with him. He admitted she was extremely attractive. He even left her alone to go to bed when he felt himself feeling attracted to her. She came to him, and they were in his bedroom. They drank and talked more on the balcony, and they ended up kissing and, well, they had sex. He told her he was going to tell me. He told his sister the next morning, and his sister told her she needed to leave. So when I arrived, my husband was acting really off. He was feeling guilty as hell, trying to hold his shit together and not ruin his family's Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving night, I asked him what the hell was going on with him. He was all over me sexually. He wanted lots of sex, and he was aggressive during sex. I told him I needed a break. He wouldn't stop. He finished inside me, which he doesn't do. I don't want to get pregnant. I thought this was so out of character for my husband. I asked him what the hell is going on with him. He started crying. He started apologizing. I thought it had to do with money. Never in a million years did I think he cheated on me. He confessed everything. I listened to my husband. I let him speak. I was upset. I felt sick and I cried. But I didn't get angry. I wasn't disrespectful in my in-laws' home. I had my sister-in-law drive me into the city, and I stayed at my friend's apartment while they were away. My sister-in-law told me about this woman. She apologized profusely. I saw a photo of the woman. She is 27. She is absolutely beautiful. Not saying it makes anything okay, but wow, she is the kind of woman men would absolutely fight over. I told my husband he needed to leave when he returned home. He moved out that Sunday night. He has been driving me crazy, begging me to forgive him. He has been showing up at my work. He shows up at the house. I cannot make him leave because he owns the home too. I told him I think I may consider a divorce. I can't forgive this. I always felt I could work it out if our marriage went through something like this, but I can't. My parents divorced over infidelity. My dad was a serial cheater. My husband has taken steps to fix himself. He is getting help. He is just going crazy because I have just been numb and in shock, and I think it comes off as I don't care. I do care, I do love him, but I cannot be in a mediocre marriage. I don't want our daughter, 3, to see her mom accept being cheated on. I am overwhelmed, and I am overthinking everything. I don't want to make the wrong decision. I have been told I should keep our family together. He came clean and he's a good man. It happens once. I know that is a good point, but I feel off. Is it shock, or do I lose respect and fall out of love? I don't know. Has anyone else felt this gray cloud afterwards? Will it pass, and should I just wait a little longer before I make a choice that will turn my life and my daughter's life upside down? Now for the advice before reading the update. I read a post from another Redditor who is going to get a divorce. She said something in her comments that really touched me. It opened my eyes. I really needed to hear what she expressed, how this new version of herself is doing to his cheating. She is selfish and only cares about herself and her kids. He can go. I feel it's not a bad thing to be selfish in this respect. My feelings of love changed immediately. He was tainted in my eyes. I have stayed for 6 years. Big mistake. You will always see him as kind of gross. You will never forget that he ruined your marriage for an orgasm. What if you had some very good-looking guy come on to you? Are you going to sleep with him because he's hot? Of course not, because committed people don't do that. Your husband is weak, so every attractive woman who flirts with him will end up in bed with him. What is he, 16? Seriously, your husband is disgusting for putting his possibly diseased dick inside of you after he just had it in another woman. Had he even showered yet? Was he fantasizing about her while he had sex with you? Get tested ASAP. What the F? Edit. Just want to add that he ruined your in-laws' place for you. You'll be triggered every time you step into their house. Don't be fooled by his tears. Every person who's been cheated on will tell you that the cheater cried and cried. Look up statistics about repeat cheating. Not pretty. Separate for a few months before you decide anything. He needs consequences. He is regretful. That's different from remorse. He knew what he was doing. He thought he could apologize his way out of it. He cared more about getting his dick wet than his marriage. It took 1 day away from you for him to cheat. 1 day. Now for the update. Update 1. Thank you all for the words of encouragement. I have been sitting with this. I have gotten tested for STD and I'm all good. I have been trapped in New York with my soon-to-be ex-husband. We agreed to spend Christmas with our daughter, and we ended up getting stuck here due to the storm. I told my husband I wanted a divorce, which made him lose his shit. He was stalking me, and he was acting out of character. I asked him to please leave me alone. He was scaring me. He was upsetting our daughter, who sensed there was a problem. She is used to a fun and cozy home. Now there's tension. She cried when she told him to give Daddy a kiss and hug, and I refused. It is breaking my heart. I know it is hurting him. He has been a mess. I don't feel sorry for him. I feel for our daughter. She is sad to see her dad sad, and he keeps telling her I'm sorry, but he can't tell her why. Why he has to leave at night. Why we don't eat as a family. It's been insane to say the least. I thought it would be good for her if we were a family for Christmas. Well, it's been 3 days and no flights or driving until at least the 30th. I don't have $2,000 a day for a Hertz to rent a car. So we have an extended stay and I stay in the bedroom with my daughter and he stays on the roll-out sofa. I have been dealing with him asking me why we can't get help for our marriage. I have gotten tears. I have heard him crying to his dad and mom at 2 a.m. saying he wants to kill himself for his mistake. I received a call from them the next morning asking if I could ever forgive him. If I couldn't, they said that they understand. I admit the thoughts of self-harm are concerning. I don't think he is doing it just to get me back. He is definitely spiraling. I was gentle with him last night. I agreed to talk, not for reconciliation. I just let him express his feelings and get it off of his chest, which led me to waking up at 4 a.m. this morning with him laying next to me in bed, him wide awake, staring at me. He said he needed to figure out what he needs to do for me, not to leave him. He refuses to live without me. Maybe we have cabin fever. I am starting to feel uneasy. People are insane. I am not trying to die because he can't live without me. He already feels depressed, and I think losing his daughter will really take him over the top. Is this normal for the cheater to go down this path when the reality of what they're cheating has caused them to lose? My husband is a smart man. He is usually controlled, not someone who is mentally unbalanced. I think the loss of his family may have really pushed him over the edge. Before all this, we were a happy family. Why he was so weak, I don't know. If it is just him being uninterested in me, then I can just step away and make sure that he has more time with his daughter. They are extremely close. Hurting her has really destroyed him. His life was being a great dad for her. I thought he loved me. I don't know about that now, but I assume losing his family has mentally affected him. I have sent a text to my best friend of 20 years, keeping her updated. She says this is normal, but I also feel that she may be a bit biased because her husband is my husband's best friend, and we have all been best friends for a while. Our kids are close, and it's a breakup for them as well. I guess I'm looking for signs of someone losing it and doing something extreme. I have just been kind and respectful until I am able to leave. He has been love-bombing me and expecting a response. He sent the song I'll Be Over You by Toto and said, I'm dying here. Please don't leave me. Maybe I'm losing my shit. I am in such a difficult situation right now. Any advice? Is this normal behavior from the cheater? Update 2. Thank you all for the support. I am now home. My daughter is with my parents for a few days. I thought this would be better until my husband and I sort everything out. I am happy I made this choice because shit hit the fan. My husband is not okay. He comes into the bedroom to pack clothes. He needed more suits for work. He says to me point blank, he cannot live without me. He said he was so sorry. He would move heaven and earth to repair our marriage. He said he refuses to let me go. He will not lose me without a fight. He summed it up by saying, you know, I don't lose. I'm sorry I effed a whore and broke your heart and tore our family apart, but I can't imagine life without you. If I see you with another man, I don't know what I would do. I fantasize about it. It's driving me crazy. Those are his words. He has really changed. His eyes are dark, but they seem empty. He knows this isn't going to end well for him. I never knew my husband to be a violent man. He did have a temper in college, but I don't think he would intentionally go as far as hurting me. I mentioned this to someone and they said, he may accidentally hurt you in a fit of rage. My husband works a lot. He is an M&A lawyer, so he has a lot of work to catch up on. I know this will keep him occupied. I am praying that they will keep him away. I plan on filing for divorce this week. I do not want him to know. He left the house. He said he will give me space. He apologized for hurting me. Then he had the audacity to let him make love to me. His words. I said, I don't have love anymore. He lost it. He says, so you don't love me anymore? He began pacing the floor. He starts crying, saying, I made an effing mistake. I need you to forgive me. I need you to talk to me. I asked him to please leave me alone. I told him I was not feeling well. I needed food. I made the excuse of needing to go buy groceries, so I made my escape by leaving for the grocery store. As I went to my car, he was right behind me. He blocked me in the garage and he wouldn't let me go. He had me trapped between him and the car with his arms around me. He wasn't hurting me, but he is 6'3" and I'm 5'5". I think this could all go left very quickly. I have to be careful with my words because he is on the edge. If I say I will call the cops, I have a feeling he will lose his shit. We are gun owners and that worries me. I pray his demanding job will keep him occupied and maybe he will cool down. All the work will distract his mind. We broke up back in November. He has only gotten worse since seeing him over Christmas. And just hope filing for divorce will not trigger him. Maybe I should wait. Update 3. Thank you for being so concerned for me. I have spoken with the police and they know what is happening. I have decided to file but to hold off in serving him. He is going to IC and he is currently slammed with work, which is excellent. He has been stopping by to see our daughter, tucking her in after her bath. He doesn't even have time for dinner. He is very busy and I think this work is clearing his mind. He loves his job and I am praying he will come to his senses. That's all for today. If you're enjoying this story, please like the video and share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you.